All right, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing our weekly video predictions for the last episode of the first half of Fear the Walking Dead Season 5. This is for the mid-season finale. Now, Episode 8, Is Anybody Out There? Alright, and possible spoiler warning if you are not caught up for Fear the Walking Dead. Okay, so we've got the mid-season finale coming up now next week, and then after that we have basically Comic-Con, which is awesome. So we'll get our trailer for the second half of Fear Season 5, and our big trailer for The Walking Dead Season 10 for the whole new season. So that's great to hear. Really looking forward to that. That's awesome. Okay, so the mid-season finale. We have, as per usual, the sneak peek and the promo video, and I'll link them in the description below for you guys. AMC has renamed their YouTube channel to Walking Dead, and then they've split it off, and they have another channel for AMC, which is strange that they've done that after all these years, but I guess they kind of want to differentiate The Walking Dead from their other series. So Fear the Walking Dead included, Episode 8, Is Anybody Out There? So we have basically a pretty exciting setup, I want to say, for a mid-season finale. We have a nuclear meltdown happening close by, which is cool. We have the Fear the Walking Dead group that needs to get the hell out of there, but the problem is that obviously on foot they wouldn't be able to get out of range within time. By vehicle, they probably wouldn't be able to get out of range within time from at least where we're seeing right now, or at least if they tried to do it, it'd be pretty dangerous. There's the mountains in the way, and so not sure if they could go around that or some other way, but we get the idea. They're pretty much trapped there unless they can get up in the air, unless they can get, a plane going, some kind of hot air balloon or blimp or something, or helicopter or something. They've got to get the hell out of there, right? So it's exciting stuff. It's an exciting setup for this mid-season finale. So is anybody out there? Probably the title of the episode referring to them calling out that if there's anybody who's still in range, you need to get the hell out of here right now because the nuclear power plant's about to melt down. We've got, quote, the description, up against the clock, Morgan, Grace, and Alicia work to buy time as Dorie and Dwight race against the elements. Meanwhile, Sarah and Wendell get help from an unexpected source. All right. So we've got kind of bringing back in now after a little while of kind of the storyline that's happening back at their home with Logan is his name, I think, the villain who's kind of come in at the beginning of the season but hasn't been used basically since he arrived. And, an unexpected source makes me think of maybe Daniel coming back in this mid-season finale, which could be pretty cool. But we'll have to see if that's true. Will Sarah and Wendell be able to kind of kick Logan out of there? There's a scene of her talking to Logan, and he's basically asking her if she'd mind moving her rig, her truck, because it's probably blocking the road. She probably won't let her leave her side. I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. Likely stuff to be set up and probably work through in the next half season of Fear the Walking Dead. I doubt the Logan stuff will be totally finished off in this first half, but I suppose it's possible if Daniel shows up and just starts killing everybody or something like that. I don't know. We'll see if maybe that's the case, but I'm leaning towards it probably being a storyline that's going to continue in the second half of Fear Season 5. Okay, so the sneak peek, obviously we can kind of see what's going on here. John and Dwight are basically running out of gas, and they're not sure if they're going to get back in time. June is coming to get him. John doesn't really want her to. He just wants her to live. That's what he's most concerned about, but she's not going to leave without him, so she's going there to see if she can get him and Dwight and bring them back. And then we have the next on, which has the stuff with Logan get down here, the meltdown happening, Logan talking to Sarah, June, John, where are you? And then leave now, and it's pretty exciting. Everything's in disarray. You see a part where you've got Alicia. She's hiding in a car or something, and she looks okay, which we'll get into in our first Q&A for this week about this one and whether or not she's going to survive. And then you've got Grace, too, who I was under the impression she was on basically Death Watch, or she just had a certain amount of time, and she knew she was basically done. But maybe that's something to where it's like we're not absolutely sure. Morgan did bring her back, so at least she's got a chance to survive, and we'll see if she becomes kind of a mainstay character and if she does survive or not. Either way, he's trying to get basically everybody he can on the plane and get them out of there. So they've added quite a few numbers to the Fear the Walking Dead group if they get out of there and if they all survive and the plane doesn't crash or something like that. then, we're seeing a pretty big group for Fear of the Walking Dead for the second half of this season, and hopefully they've got some good things planned for the second half for us. So, predictions, we'll probably focus more on the Alicia situation in the next video in the Q&A, but I'm leaning towards thinking that she'll survive, because it is obviously that would be a huge detriment to Fear the Walking Dead and to really the AMC Walking Dead universe as a whole, because once you kill off those select characters, you can't get them back. When you kill off a Carl or a Rick, for example, if that does happen in the movies, which I'm not sure. We'll get to that probably pretty soon, too. We'll discuss that. A Morgan, a Daryl, a Carol, characters like this, even a Strand to some degree. Maybe I wouldn't put him in the same, not quite the same level, but, each of these different characters is sort of on a different level. Putting Daryl in the conversation it's kind of like, and Rick, it's kind of like, well, you still kind of have to put them ahead of Alicia or Morgan or some of these others. But, Morgan, Alicia, the others are kind of secondary. So they're pretty close to like a Carol, Daryl, Rick, these type of characters too. Morgan is. The others are, Dwight, closer. But you guys get what I'm saying with this. They only have so many of those left. And if they kill them off, it's kind of like, well, it's not easy for them to build new characters that people are going to care about the same extent to those that have been in the series for over 5 years or from the start. You want to at least have a couple there that are from the start, probably long term. So I don't think she's going to die. I think she's going to survive. Grace might, though. Grace might die after she kind of arrives. Maybe she gets a little bit of time with Morgan, and then in the next half or something like that, I doubt she'd still be there in season 6. She'll probably be killed off at some point during season 5, I would think, or she'll just die, and that's just kind of how it is. She'll get sick, spend the rest of her days with Morgan and the others, and then that'll happen. So that's what I'm thinking. I think most everybody's going to get back to the helicopter in time and get out of there. I'm sure Dwight is, which means John must also do as well, and so should June. For the others, too, obviously there's probably going to be a character death or two here. I'm not sure who it's going to be. And whether or not the plane might crash after they get over the mountains on the way back or something, we'll also have to see. But it sounds like they're in pretty good shape to kind of get out of there. Now they just have to all get back in time, which I think they will. And I don't think we'll see too many, major character deaths here or anything like that in this half. It's really unnecessary right now. Really, this season is, I think, so far is about adding to the numbers for the show. Because they haven't had a whole lot of survivors prior seasons, and it really feels like they're adding to the roster, and it's kind of becoming more especially with the kids too. Right now, they might not be a big deal, but later on down the road, they could be used in a couple years or something with a nice time skip and start to become very important. So that's kind of my predictions for the mid-season finale. I've been loving this first half of Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 very, very much, and I just hope they don't make any major, like kill Morgan or something like Morgan dies or something. I just hope they don't do anything majorly crazy like that, like they sort of did last year, which, after last year it kind of worked out, but this year, you can't keep doing that every time. We'll see what they do in this mid-season finale. I hope it's good, though, and it looks like it is. It looks like it's exciting, at least, and something new, not something we've seen before, even if parts of it are a little bit kind of Z-Nation-esque or a little bit kind of crazy. So maybe Sarah and Wendell be the ones that, something happens to. But you never know if Daniel will return, or maybe we could see Sherry or something. I don't know. The Sherry thing I thought would be resolved by the mid-season finale, but now, after episode 7, I'm kind of thinking, okay, maybe it won't. Maybe it'll be next half season, or maybe it'll just be at some point in time in the future, and we have no idea when they use it, right? So that's it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and subscribe at the bottom left if you're new. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another video for the mid-season finale soon, and the first Q&A for this week tomorrow. As always, this is Trev, saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.